Eden Park in Auckland. Oh, I love going there for a concert. They want to put on more live gigs, doubling what they have now. Currently, they're able to hold 6 concerts a year. Concerts are actually relatively a new thing to the venue, the 118-year-old venue. 2021, Kiwi hitmakers 660 made history, becoming the first Kiwi band to headline a gig at the stadium. I think I've got that right. And it was the first to be hosted since 1975's visit, wait for it, by Donny and Marie Osmond. Securing shows is extremely competitive. Stadiums in Aussie are upping their quota, and Kiwis are flying there to see the likes of Taylor Swift. And as tours get bigger and bigger and the artists put on more elaborate shows, Tay-Tay's stage alone is 90 metres long. It's worth securing the big names because they bring their star power, and with it they raise spending figures. Tourism, hospo, accommodation, they all do well. If I can go back to Taylor Swift, her 7 concerts in Australia earlier this year helped generate more than 300 million for the economy, although I've heard other stories say it was up to $500 million. $500 million. Eden Park Trust CEO is Nick Sautner, and he joins me now. Nick, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for the introduction.
Hey, look, I've got to say, Nick, the last gig I saw there was Pink, and it was amazing. But I got to say, I'm upset I missed Donny and Marie Osmond.
Well, I was born in 77, so I did too, and was living in Melbourne for the first 30 years of my life. So
isn't that funny?
The interesting thing is that Pink was actually the first international female artist on International Women's Day. And we converted Eden Park to Eden Pink, and she didn't want to leave. And I know I've got a 4- and 6-year-old daughters who experienced the show. We did a number of initiatives, whether it be through some street art to celebrate her performance, or indeed we got the family to colour in a piano. It was a bit of a play on words. We did colour me in sunshine, not cover me in sunshine. And that was a legacy from the show.
It was brilliant. I was lucky enough to be in the lounge, and it was just such a great experience. So, Nick, Eden Park has sought resource consent to hold up to 12 concert events in any calendar year, but not performing no more than 6 different artists or acts. So I gather that's the ability to hold a couple of gigs by one artist?
Well, we can see in recent times, and you mentioned the likes of Taylor Swift. Adele has just done a residency. You've got artists like Oasis that are doing multiple shows. There is obviously demand to perform at Eden Park from a global artist like Billy Joel and Guns N' Roses, but also, you mentioned also artists like 660.
Yeah.
We need the flexibility.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Nick. I was just going to say, on what days of the year are you kind of stuck on certain days, or is there? It doesn't bother you.
It's a really important point. Is that, and I had this conversation with a local councillor earlier today, that the countdown in Dominion Road is open from 6 a.m. to 11 o'clock, 7 days a week. And we employ over 300 people on an event day, 3,000 people, on an event day. And those 3,000 people, the majority of those, it's a second job. So having those events on Saturday and Sunday is important, but also for the artist to have that flexibility to perform any night. And we live in a society now that everyone's contactable 24/7. A 7-day-a-week retail was introduced across the board, and we need that flexibility for promoters to have confidence when they come to New Zealand, and particularly Eden Park, that they have that ability to showcase their artist.
So Kiwi fans have already missed out on Madonna, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo. That isn't due to the space of Eden Park, is it, Nick? Is it consent restrictions?
So at the moment, we're consented to 6 shows a year. So we completed that with Coldplay 3 shows, 1 Travis Scott and 2 Pink. Now, it's not even possible to have a conversation at this point in time around future touring artists until we click over until January next year. So it's a bit like a hotel being able to operate 2 days a week. It's very challenging to be commercially viable, but also a hotel is there to operate 7 days a week, and so is a stadium. You've got $1 billion of infrastructure. The CRL is going to open in early 2026. We'll be 7 minutes to town, and we need the venue to be used.
Oh yeah, that's why I think Eden Park is in such a unique place because it's walking distance. It's got the train station. It's got the restaurants and bars next to it. So it's just it's in a great place. But tell me, Nick, your business model, Eden Park's business model, it is changing, isn't it?
Without a doubt. So 70% of today's attendance and revenue wasn't part of the business model 5 years ago.
Wow.
I was fortunate enough when I was appointed to be CEO now 7 years ago. In the first 100 days, we looked at a new vision, mission, strategic priorities and game plan. And we were very clear in terms of our vision. With the National Stadium, we look at the All Blacks or the Black Ferns, 100% winning record for the Black Ferns, including a Rugby World Cup final, the men's team, 2 winning World Cup finals, and we want to be that fortress on and off the field. We want to be the venue of choice. So the National Stadium, we want to be multi-purpose. There's no question that demographics are changing. People are seeing, yes, they're still going to rugby and cricket, but they're also now introducing the likes of the FIFA Women's World Cup, where we had 350,000 patrons over 27 days, 9 events, and a couple of billion people watched that event. So that's pretty good for New Zealand.